Arsenal have had a testing and trialing start to the new season. They've already visited Old Trafford, Anfield, and St. James Park. They've also faced Manchester City. Therefore, to come away with 13 points from their opening 6 matches isn't bad at all. They've spent most of the campaign watching Liverpool come up with late goals. The Reds have galloped to the top of the Premier League by scoring late goals aplenty. It was in the 83rd minute that they scored the winner against Arsenal, while against Burnley and Newcastle, they left it until injury time. Well, in response, Mikel Arteta's men have delivered late drama themselves. They needed Gabriel Martinelli's injury time equalizer a week ago and against Newcastle on Tyneside. It required an 84th-minute header from Mikel Merino and another header from Gabriel Magalhaes in the 6th minute of stoppage time. Merino and Gabriel were the heroes, but a special mention must go Declan Rice's way for the manner in which he helped power the away side to victory. Towards the end of last season, Rice firmly established himself as one of the finest midfielders in Europe. That stunning pair of free kicks against Real Madrid put him on the map, with Rio Ferdinand remarking that the England star was one of the finest players on the park. He stood up against the holders of this trophy, and he's not just competed, he's run the show. He's run the show in both games. He's put himself in another bracket. In comparison, the former West Ham star has had a slower start to 2025-26, but he's beginning to motor now, really proving that in Sunday's win over Newcastle. Truth be told, Rice was playing far too deep in the opening 45 minutes of the game, but as he began to move further forward in the second period, he came alive. It was Rice's perfectly weighted delivery from the left-hand side that led to the Gunners' equalizer, playing the ball into Merino, who glanced home. The club record signings display was much more than just that assist, however. Indeed, it was a display in which he showcased why he is one of the best midfielders in world football, in the words of analyst Rod Showan. Throughout his 90 minutes on the field, the 26-year-old did it all, completing 88% of his passes and amassing 104 touches. He also completed 3 key passes and won 7 of his 9 duels. It was an imperious performance from Rice, a player who is perhaps proving to be the club's most complete midfielder since the days of Patrick Vieira. He's not the only one evoking memories of the great Frenchman, though. Arsenal's colossal star is showing shades of Patrick Vieira. Rice has continued to prove that he's one of the most important players in the squad. He's also demonstrated why he's one of the most clutch players at Arteta's disposal. He simply comes alive in the big moments and in the big games. Another player who embodies that is Gabriel. The Brazilian has been an enormous part of Arsenal's rise during Arteta's reign, and nothing summed up his time at the club more than Sunday's win against Newcastle. It actually didn't start particularly well for the central defender, who was certainly at blame for the game's opening goal. The ball was swung in toward the Toon's towering striker, Nick Woltmade. The German gently leaned on Gabriel who, instead of challenging for the ball, threw himself to the floor in a wildly embarrassing moment. However, Gabriel responded emphatically with a phenomenal second-half performance, in particular, that culminated in the game's winning goal. While the center-back's late header sparked pandemonium among the Arsenal players and staff, it was certainly no surprise that he popped up when he did. After all, like Rice, like Vieira 20-odd years ago, Gabriel is one of the most clutch players we've seen at the club. He scored 18 Premier League goals, at least 6 more than any other defender since he made his English top-flight debut back in September 2020. FFC stat of the day. In the last 3 seasons, Gabriel has scored 8 goals in the Premier League. No center-back has managed more. Like Vieira, he's a warrior, a leader, a titan, and a gladiator amongst men. In the words of Statman Dave, via X, his display against Newcastle was colossal. Woltmade goal aside, it certainly was sublime. Gabriel won more duels, 11, made more clearances, 9, and won more aerial battles, 7, than any other Arsenal player at St. James Park. Meanwhile, no player in red or white made more than the defenders' 3 tackles and 3 interceptions. While it would have been easy for the 27-year-old to get carried away after being bundled over easily for the opener, the way in which he bounced back was characteristic of the way he plays his football. Like Rice, he's Vieira-esque, a warrior with the heart of a lion, somebody you can never write off. If Arsenal win the league come May, then Gabriel will have had a huge say in that triumph.